This video is to visualize quadratic plots through the equations. The easiest quadratic plot to visualize is y equals x squared. It passes through origin. You can see it here also. And it is easy to visualize through the equation also. As x square is always positive for any value of x, leaving 0. Okay, so y is always gonna have a positive value except for x equals to 0, and that is its minimum value. Okay, so for x equals to 0, y attains its minimum value, which is 0. So minimum point of this quadratic plot is 0 comma 0. Okay, if we have a number a here, just have a look at it. How does a affects the graph? A does not change the minimum point. It actually narrows or widens up the graph. Greater the value of A, narrower is the graph. Smaller the value of A, wider is the graph. See, if I'll increase value of A, it's narrowing. If I'll decrease, it is widening up. Okay. What if the value of A is negative? See, this is a little separate case. Okay, let's discuss it. If your A is negative, your graphs inverts. You may see it here. It got inverted. Okay, and if we increase the negative value, it will. If we'll increase the negative value, it will narrow. If I'll decrease the negative value, then it will widen up. The same thing happen. But point to be noted here is the plots with negative value do not have their minimum point, but yes, we can visualize their plots. The minimum point actually becomes the maximum point. Maximum point of this plot is 0 comma 0. Okay, because for all the rest value it gonna have negative values. Okay, so we can visualize the plots of the form y equals ax square. If your a is positive, then your minimum point of this graph is gonna be origin. If your a is negative, then minimum point of this graph is gonna be, the maximum point is gonna be 0 comma 0, and minimum point cannot be found out. Okay, so you understood the role of A, so we'll not discuss about it now. Okay, now let us see what is the impact of a constant value. C. If your C is 0, it is y equals x square only. Okay, but if I'll increase C, it'll shift upwards. So it becomes 2 for C equals 2. So it decides the y-intercept in a way. Along with y-intercept, it also decides the minimum point of this quadratic plot. How come? Just see, it has two terms, x square and C. For every different value of x, y will have a different value. But in all those different values, C has the same contribution. Okay, so for the minimum value of this quadratic plot, C is not responsible, only the values of x are responsible. We know the minimum value is for x equals to 0. So y means this quadratic plot x square plus c achieves its minimum value for x equals to 0, and that minimum value is actually c. No, for x equals to 0, y equals to c. So 0 comma c is the minimum point of this quadratic plot, and that can be seen here. Even if when c is equals to 1, the minimum point is gonna be is 0 comma 1. If I'll increase the c equals 1 to or if I decrease it to minus 0.5, then your minimum point is gonna be 0 comma minus 0.5. Okay, for x equals to 0, it acquires the minimum value, and the minimum value is minus 0.5. So minimum point of this quadratic plot is 0 comma minus 0.5. Okay, and if it is negative here, the same point becomes the maximum point, because this just got inverted. So if you have to invert any quadratic plot, okay, you just have to write here minus. Okay, or you just have to change the sign of the perfect square term. So we are able to visualize the quadratic plots of the form ax square plus c, but in general the um, quadratic expressions are of the type ax square plus bx plus c. Quadratic expression in one variable is maximum of 3 terms. So so to visualize their plots completely, we should be able to visualize ax square plus bx plus c. So let us take one more example. Let us take x square plus 7x plus 5. We have to visualize its plot. For what value of x this plot is gonna be minimum value? If we can find out that, then we can find out the minimum point of this quadratic plot. So as we are able to visualize x square plus 5 or x square plus 7 or x square minus 3, so we'll try to change this into that format only. Means a sort of binomial in which the first term is the perfect square, okay, and the next term is a constant, okay, because perfect squares are always positive. So you'll get to know what am I talking about. Right now let's convert it into perfect square plus c format. So we need a perfect square term out of it. So that can be easily done by completing square method, as we learnt in class 10. So this term is gonna be our 2ab. So let's make it look like 2ab. Okay, so here I have done it. X square is as it is, 5 is as it is, 7x is in fact as it is, but as it has to be 2ab, so I have introduced 2, and to counterbalance I have introduced half. Okay, so I have got 2 of 2ab. Okay, so this is 2 and this is a, because this is your a square, so this is your a. So the rest term here, which is half into 7 or 7 over 2, is our b. So this is your a square plus 2ab, but this is not our b square. So we have to arrange for b. Okay, not b but b square. So till now they all were equal because we just introduced 2 and we counterbalanced it with half. But now we have to introduce b square, and to counterbalance we must subtract b square, just like this. Okay, so our effort to make a complete square completed here, because this is a square, this is 2ab, and this is b square. Now these three terms can be clubbed up to a plus b whole square. Okay, so this is your a plus b whole square, and this is your c, which can be written like this. Now we can visualize this plot. No, if we have to plot this expression, this is gonna have many values for different values of x, and minus 29 over 4 has gonna same contribution in each of those values. So whether the value is bigger or smaller, that will be decided by this. Okay, so the minimum value of y, means of this full expression, the minimum value of this full expression depends upon this. When this will be minimum, then the value will be minimum. So this is gonna be minimum for x equals minus 7 over 2. The minimum, and the minimum value is gonna be minus 29 over 4, because for minus 7 over 2 this is gonna be 0, and y is gonna be minus 29 over 4. For any other value, this is gonna be greater than. So minimum point for this quadratic plot is gonna be minus 7 over 2 comma minus 29 over 4. If there would be a minus sign here, then the same point would have become the maximum point of the quadratic plot. So here is the plot of the same equation. Here you can see the minimum point is here, and it is for x equals to this. This is minus 2, this is minus 3, this is minus 3.5. So the minimum point is for minus 3.5. Okay, here you can see this is minus 3.5 and the minimum value is actually minus 7.25. 29 over 4 is minus 7.25. Okay, so we can visualize the plot of any quadratic expression if we change it into this format. Okay, so we started with the equation y. Let's see what was the equation. We started with y equals x. Okay, so we had this x square plus 7x plus 5 and we changed it into this. So they both are same. But in this format, we are able to visualize its graph. So in general, if we have quadratic plot in this format, we can easily visualize it. Now, for this graph, our minimum point is gonna be minus h comma c. So 4.6 comma 0.3. Okay, minus 4.6, no, because this will become 0 for minus h, and minus h is minus 4.6. Okay, so every quadratic expression is reducible to this. Okay, and after reducing every quadratic expression into this, we can visualize its plot. See what happens if we increase or decrease the value of h. We know the role of c, no? It either shifts it up or shifts it down. No? What is the role of h? See, if we'll increase the value of h, it will shift this side. Why? Because if we'll increase h equals to 6.9, then our minimum point is just opposite of that, minus negative value of that. So graph is shifting in this direction. Okay, so if we change the value of h, the graph shifts horizontally, and if we change the value of c, the graph shifts vertically, and both together tells us about the minimum point of the quadratic plot. Now let's discuss the last thing, when the coefficient of x square is not unity and it is something else. In that case, we have this. What will we do? We'll change it into a binomial in which the first term is a perfect square and the second is a constant. As it is not a square, we'll make it a square. How come? This is our a square. We have to take a root of this. Now this is 2 root a, and this is your b. Then the next term, adding b square and subtracting, then we have this. The first term is a perfect square, and then this is your c, means the constant term. So minimum point is for x equals minus b over 2a. If you substitute minus b over 2a, you'll get this term as minus b over 2 root a, and then this full as 0, and the minimum value is gonna be this. So minimum point of this plot is gonna be this. So this was an effort that even if your coefficient of x square is not empty, still you can convert it into a required binomial, and will be able to see the plot. So this was all about the quadratic plots. I hope you were able to visualize them through their equations. Okay, thank you.